Hey, it's Rob from sortitoutside.net again, and I'm back with part 3 of my Boreham Wood career. You may remember that last time I was showing you that I'd completed my first season, well, nearly completed. I'd qualified for the playoffs, and I'd shown you Carl Price, my new wonder kid, and I said that I was about to go through and play these playoff matches. I did actually record myself playing them all, but to be honest, it took over an hour and was quite boring. So I decided not to upload that, and instead I'm just going to show you what happened. I've played all 3 matches now. What we've got in front of you is the first leg of the semi-final in the playoffs. Unfortunately, I can't hide the result from you, but you can see that I've already won 5-0. Cracking result. Let's have a quick look at the goals. They were, to be honest, some of them were a little bit scrappy. Not necessarily how I want to play, but we did absolutely dominate them. You might have seen the match stats just now. I'll go back and look at them in a second, but we'll just watch the goals for now. See a deflection there. That's Vincent Perigard, former £1 million man, although that is when Portsmouth was splashing the cash, so take that, make of that what you will. But he's been absolutely quality. He's the reason I'm in this position now, really. I've had a few issues with injuries. Gomez is out. I've got this other guy up front. I can't remember his name. This guy, Agurang. But other than that, not too bad. Obviously, Carl Price was out for a bit. This is only his second game now. See, I'm still trying to play this nice passing football, slipping it all in, but great finish. Again, a bit of a deflection, bit lucky. Maybe if they hadn't made the tackle, then Perigard would have got the shot away. I'll take that. The build-up play was good. That's the most important thing, right? There's Carl Price getting in with the tackle. It's so brilliant having a player that can tackle and be creative, especially in this league. He's going to be exciting. He's going to be the feature of this story, I feel, Carl Price, unless I get forced to sell him. But hopefully, down in these leagues, no one's taking notice. You see, that's Perigard starting the run off again. You've just seen him making the dash in. Perigard there started it off on the halfway line, and then he's dashed into the box and he's there for the cross. This is Vilheti, I think is how you pronounce it, the guy I've got on loan from Barnet, that in my first episode I said wasn't great and then turned out to be absolutely brilliant. This is the worst goal. So scrappy. I don't know what the keeper's doing. So many deflections, and then just trickles in. I mean, obviously it's great for me, that's 4-0, but yeah, not great for Hayes and Yedding. Although I did deserve it, I really, really did. I absolutely destroyed them for the whole 90 minutes. You see here, they're trying to get the attack, but my defence has just been solid. It's really a great game to watch. I'm sorry that you didn't get to see it in real time. To be honest, it would have probably bored you. It's another great cross. That's Jordan Musto. He's been a revelation as well. Having great fullbacks, absolutely brilliant. On loan from Wigan, came in and just after the transfer window closed in February, and he can put in balls like that. You can see here the player ratings. Like the difference is so stark. I've got 3 players there with 9 or above. They've barely got a player over 7. One player got a rating above 7. Really dominated them. Man of match, Vilheti, but Perigard as well. Agurang gets in with a goal. Carl Price, only 7.8. Apparently one of my worst players, but you could tell that he was making a difference in the middle of the park. He just didn't get the goals, I think, is the main reason for that low rating. Again, match stats we got here. Shots 20-3. On target 10-0. Possession was 50-50. They just didn't do anything with it. Really great win. 5-0 up in the first leg. Surely I can go on in the second leg and qualify for the playoff final. You'll see now this is the second leg. You'll also see that I suffered defeat. I find this happens quite a lot in Football Manager. If you win the first leg of a tie, second leg just goes crazy. Even if you're 4-0 up, they'll get 5. I understand it does happen in real life, but I think it's maybe a little bit exaggerated in FM. I think definitely in recent years, FM 13 isn't too bad. Obviously, Hazelhead didn't go and get 6 in this one, and I was away from home, so it's not that surprising. You see, no one really played that well. It was a lot closer match. I managed to get away 9 shots to their 15, so it was a bit closer, and they only scored at the beginning and at the end of the game. So it was quite quiet for the most part in the middle. We can just watch the goals. I don't really want to, but we'll watch the goals anyway that they've scored. To be fair, defensively, I haven't necessarily been amazing this season. It's mainly been about the goals. Score more than them. That's all that matters, really, isn't it? That's some poor keeping right there. He's just, well, not necessarily poor keeping, but he didn't cover his angles at all well. But then again, this is the conference, isn't it? Another long ball. There we go. He's just got in behind him twice. The long balls over the top. Not the kind of goals I want to be conceding. I'll have to be wary about that. But 5-2 on aggregate. I'm through to the player final. This is brilliant. And as you can probably see, the player final was incredibly exciting. They went ahead 2-0. I pulled it back to 2-all. They went 3-2 up, and then I brought it 3-all. And then the 88th minute, central defender Gerald Eiffel comes in with a winner in the 88th minute. I also, before the game, I had a ton of injuries. Perigard got injured, which means I'm now playing Ini Effignong, who he's done alright. I put him in ahead of I think it's Gomez, because Gomez just hasn't been that good. Dali Gomez, because Omar Rita was injured at the time. Carl Price is still injured. This is the other disaster. He was injured on international duty for the Wales under-19s. When he first came through, it said his nationality was English, but he's decided to play for Wales for the under-19s, I guess. I mean, obviously it's quality that he's getting that experience. Gutted that he was out injured. And with Perigard out as well, and Omar Risa out, I was worried, to be honest. I was worried. Cliff Agurang obviously came through. He's got the 2 goals. You can see from the match stats I did dominate. 58% of the possession. That's the sort of football I like to play, possession football. And obviously got the shots away. Let's have a quick look at the goals. I mean, I'm sorry you didn't get to watch this with me real time. I was freaking out a little bit. But I had it on extended highlights and it did drag on. This is their first goal, obviously on the counter-attack. Again, not really what you want, but I always score more. That's all that matters. Conceding is part of the way we play. It's not a bad goal to concede. It's a great shot. Maybe should have been a bit closer to him. Maybe keeper got a hand to it. But no one's really at fault for that one. Of course, you can imagine how I'm feeling at this point. Just as I score another. See, they're playing the kind of football that I want to play. That's a bit depressing. Great runs and through balls, then smashing it home. You imagine at this point, 2-0 down, quite upset, thinking I've lost it all, another year in the blue square bet south. Of course, now we're in the second half. We've switched ends. This is it, just fast movement, great little football. A bit lucky, I think it deflected off the defender before being headed in, but just fast paced, quickly building the attacks, quick passing, And it's only 2 or 3 minutes later that we get another one. Maybe not so beautiful football this time, but they all count. Very lucky again. Some shambles at the back for Farnborough. I still think, considering the possession and the number of shots, I deserved it. But maybe that was because I was 2-0 down. Obviously one team is going to dominate when it's 2-0. I thought that ball went off there, to be honest. But there we go. And here they just slice me open again. Maybe my central defenders shouldn't be closing down. I've got one defender as a limited defender and the other one just as a central defender. Maybe that central defender shouldn't be closing down as often as he has been. Another cross, another header. Ches Isaac that time, obviously it came from the corner. He's been really, really good actually. You may remember he's my under-18s manager despite only being 19 years of age. And this is it. 88th minute. There's the winner. Through to the final. Gerald Eiffel, former Watford central defender. And he's done it for me. There's Ches Isaac I was just telling you about. Got man of the match. Couldn't be happier. Been promoted. I'm through to the Blue Square Premier League. Following that win, I played on a few more weeks, and you can see being promoted has made some differences. 20 new sponsorship deals. To be honest, it's probably because all my old sponsorship deals were all 1 year only. So you can see the total annual amount, 20,000, improved from 17,000. Not amazing, but at least the level 3,000 does actually make a difference. I've got a much better wage budget and an actual transfer budget of 46,000, which is awesome. You may remember I said that a lot of my players were running out of contract, and most of them still are, but I've tied a few down, the really important ones. Vincent Perigard there, and Omar Risa, my strike force. 41-year-old Frank Sinclair has been given another season. My keeper, because I need to keep hold of my keeper, Sam Clancy was already on a long deal. Obviously I've tied Cole Price down as long as I can until 2015. Ches Isaac's been one of my best players in the middle of the park. I mean, I can show you the stats now, I think. See, okay, Charlie O'Loughlin, I haven't tied him down to a contract yet, but central defenders generally get quite good ratings. Apart from that, you can see Carl Price only managed 3 matches, but absolute quality for them. Perigard, my top scorer, along with Omar Risa. Cliff Agarang was a surprise. I didn't think he'd actually be that good. I'm desperately hoping I can get Jordan Musto back, otherwise I'm going to have another left back problem. I do have the money, like I said. Now that we look at my finances, I've got a better salary, I've got £2,500 to spare. With my average wage at about 300, that gives me, what, 8 players to sign? And of course, if these other guys leave on a free at the end of their contract, that'll free up some more wage as well. It's just a question of whether I can bring in players that are just as good. I'm actually kind of worried. I don't know what to do. I am looking at bringing in some players. Carl Court for one, another ageing player, but he's quite good. This guy looks really good. Mark McVeigh of Torquay, another good winger, but again he's old. I'd like to bring in some players. Again, you'll notice most of the players I'm looking to bring in are on free, they're out of contract. I would really like some young players, ones that can improve and stick with me for a few seasons, so I don't have this at the end of every season where I'm just worrying about whether the players can make the step up. To be honest, Blue Square Bet South to Blue Square Premier, I think most of them probably can make the step up. I've got a month to try and sign some new players. Basically, if I can get some players in that month that I think are better, then I'll let some of these other guys go on a free. If not, I can sign them up 28th, 29th of June and carry on. Hopefully most of them won't want new and improved wages. Probably not. We are still a non-league team, so we'll see how it goes. I guess I'll leave this episode for now. Obviously, Really happy that I've been promoted. I've got some sorting out to do over the summer, sort out my team. I'll make another video probably at the end of the transfer window, start of the season, if there's been some major changes. I don't know, we'll see how it goes. If something major happens, I'll upload another video. Until then, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching.